I get super anxious whenever I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, whenever I eat on camera. But I've been getting hungry. Anyway, we back. I should probably set something up to like alert Discord whenever I come online or something. Like I could have the thing come up. So one of the things I want to do for this site is, depending on which access point you load it from, it's going to change the some of the content. I want to have one store, but I want it to work for multiple sites. So like if you access it through the Neotech site, I want it to say Neotech Store. If you access it through Big Stick, I want it to say Big Stick Store, but it'd be the same store either way. So let's go back. I almost want to add another feature as well. Like, we've got this off. So if it collapses too small, our menu gets too big. I'm not sure why. We also need to replace it with a hamburger. Y'all gotta bear with me. I brought a bear with me. Her name is Whitney. It would be cool if I actually had my real chat popping up here. Like actually popping up on my screen. If I had DWM, I could do that. I could do it in Sway too, but I'm gonna technically pipe it into Alert Manager as well. But then that becomes sticky. I can just leave it the way it is. It's simple enough. I had a brain fart. Complete brain fart. Kinda don't like this mic being in my face, but I do like the ability to put the mic in my face. Nevertheless, though, let's look at So we're gonna have to do dynamic CSS at some point. We're gonna have to come back when the thing's too small like this. It needs to be in mobile mode. But when we have it large like this, it goes into the larger mode. One thing we can do is delete the module line. It actually doesn't make sense for us to have this slot here, but like, I mean, kinda, but not really. Let's go ahead and look up Lucid Svelte icons. Let's go ahead and fix this. Hamburger menu. Let's use the square menu. We'll say import hamburger from Lucid Svelte icons square menu, and then what we'll do, we'll add another, we'll say drop down Svelte, and what we'll do is we'll say if oh, that's pretty smart. So we're gonna have to shit. We need to implement our orchestrator from our other code. Let's see. So here we can say oh, that was right. So we can say let is mobile equal false, and we'll say let cart count equals 0. And then yeah, we're not doing that yet. We could pass these functions down, but I want to keep them externally. Actually, I want to have a stateful component. But we can say let's try this console log. Wonder if this will work. Let's see if we are getting output. Daniel Bailey. Oh, we're on the wrong site. Oops. His mobile is not defined. Oh, we can do like. Okay, we don't have to do console log. What am I doing? Main. Like super out of it right now. And then is this a thing? Svelte window. I think we can just do this, and maybe this is not. Let's see if it's even doing it. Why is it not switching? It should be. But, oh, you know what? How the hell do you do this? I always forget how to do this. There's a listener. But it should be. Is mobile is not defined. It's right here. It's defined right here. We can do this. This is what we'll do. We'll say main on resize. How is mobile not defined? I don't understand how is mobile is not defined. Cause it's right here. Am I tripping? Like, navigation. Why is it? Oh, I see. We'll just do this for now. Come on now. That's why I hate web development. I really do not like web development. I'm not a web developer. I do want to make these a little bigger though. Like, they were super big before, but now I realize. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna test the chat on white. Cool enough. Man, my body is aching, bro. So So we'll do Svelte. Let's look at the difference. As with window, the element allows you to add listeners on events on documents, such as visibility change, which won't fire on window. Okay, but window will change with every resize. There we go, now I see it changing. Okay, so if we add a if we add a UI components new folder, modules, and then we say orchestrator dot svelte, and then we will say import writable oh wait, we want to use TypeScript, so we're just gonna have import writable from the Svelte store, and we'll say import const composer it's writable null, and then let's say export default class orchestrator. Then we need to get type writable, and then we're not going to use the constructor, so this constructor is just going to be a wrapper, so we can say get store writable, and then we'll allow any here. So there are some things we do want to have out of the constructor, so we also we're gonna say private static instance equals null for a singleton instance, and then we are going to say we don't need a debugger yet, but I don't think we need a whole lot more than this now either. But when we say constructor, private constructor, we want to say we do want an is mobile. We also want to say is cart count equals 0, and then we will set the is mobile. I know this is redundant, but basically we're just initializing this store, so we will then control these values from a higher level. Yep, it already knows what I want. So this way we can just call orchestrator instance. And then we can call store to get the actual store if we want to. Something else we can do is we can say get is mobile will be a boolean, but you can't do that. So what you have to do is say let is mobile equals false. Then we subscribe to it, and then we return if it's mobile. So one thing I really like doing is changing the format of this, because it gets a little harder to follow when things get bigger. But a lot of people will probably say this is sacrilege, but if it can fit on one line, I'll put it on one line. This allows, in my opinion, for cleaner code. Yeah, and I know some people probably say, like, why not just return this value? You actually cannot just return this value in this way. It will, because it will turn it back here. You could, like, try to return this and then return this value, and then that still doesn't work exactly, because this is trying to return a subscription that doesn't really go anywhere. So you have to, like, pass the value out locally. But this is fine. It doesn't hurt anybody to do it like this. We're not going to set is. We could set is mobile this way, but I don't know if we want to. But the other one I do want to get is the cart count, and we'll just do that. So now we've got a class, an orchestrator class. This lets us orchestrate things in the background. I'm sure people will come up with different names. There's plenty of names you could come up with. But let's see, we have a cart. Cart. Let's add another terminal here. Let's go front end and do npx ShadCN svelte latest add button. Oops. Let's add a button. Now we have a button component as well. We've got the tooltip button. We've got the button. Let's look at my cart. Components, routes, cart, index. Okay. Here on the, we don't want to add it on the cart page. Let's go to the storefront. Okay, we can go to cart. It doesn't matter. We'll just test it on the cart. What we'll do is we'll say import button. Yeah, there we go. And then here we can say button variant. Outline. Okay. And then we'll just do regular size. And then we'll say +1. And then we'll say let cart count equals 0. Then we'll say my cart items cart count. Can you do tab? Is that a thing? Can you stylize a line break? Items 0. This will be fine. Okay, so then yeah, we'll just do outline, that's fine. Then what is it? On cool. Now we've got a little function that increases our cart count every time. So what we want to do, we want to add one other thing here to this cart. So we also want to see, actually no, we're going to do it here. So we're going to get rid of this is mobile. Actually, we'll leave it here for now. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take oh, this hurts my head because I'm tired. We'll come back to that. So in the app level, this is where we want to say import orchestrator, and then we will say let orchestrator equals orchestrator dot instance and then what we'll do is say let yeah, this is not what we want to do. Let me go to my main app. This is how I wanted to do it. We'll say, we'll create a subscriber like this. We can get rid of cart count here. You want to say const orchestrator instance, and then this way, this should create a singleton instance, and we should be able to call this in anywhere. Now there are other ways to do this using Routify and Svelte. I like to use JavaScript and Node.js directly. Where's it at? Where's it at? Library. Components. Where the heck is it at? Yeah, so this is how you do it. We say let unsubscribe, and then we subscribe to the state, and then we say state, we say is mobile equals state.isMobile. So we will see if this actually works the way we intended. We can do like update mobile state. We're not gonna do that. I think what I actually do want to do is add a is mobile. Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. I'm actually okay with that. And then here we can just say orchestrator dot is mobile, and then we will just pass in this boolean. It's not callable. Is mobile is not defined in the navigation again? I thought I fixed that. Did I just not save it? Or do I need to refresh? Orchestrator subscribe is not a function. Oh, duh. So, what we have to do in the app is say orchestrator, and then we want to say store subscribe, but we have to add the little question mark because cool. So it is updating is mobile. Let's see if we can do it this way. and then we will go back to the orchestrator. So then it looks like we're actually updating a variable, but we're actually using a global store. And then if this works, then in our navigation, then we can now say import orchestrator from our components, our modules, and we will say const orchestrator is this instance, and then here we can say is mobile equals false, and then on this level then we can say if is mobile, then we will show the menu, and then we'll say else we'll show the elements. Then we end our if statement. Yeah, so then when we hit a certain size, it swaps menus. Although it's failing. I don't know if that should be mobile. What are the mobile dimensions? JavaScript, HTML. I'm not sure at the moment. I'll come back to it, but we can. So this shows that our orchestrator instance is working outside, and this creates a static class now that gives us the ability to have a singleton instance that then has a Svelte store that we can then subscribe to. So our components are now subscribed to these at the top level, and our window is actually handling the resizing, the actual subscription. So we can get rid of that now as well. I don't know if these are right though, to be honest with you. I don't know why the device width would be less than. So if it's less than 800, or the width inner height is less than 600, or type of screen orientation equals undefined, not equals undefined. So because mobile devices have a screen orientation, So if it's undefined, we'll put that one at the first. So if it's a mobile device, it's automatically, if it's not undefined, we'll just exit here. We don't have to worry about the width. Front end, throw error, svelte pre-processing. Let's try to refresh. Okay. App.svelte. Are you serious? It does not like that. It does not want me to use the screen property. Oh, you know what? I just had bad code. Now it's not coming out of the size. That's not good. Maybe this is just not the way. Look at that. Boom. If it doesn't resize, we'd be good right there. Like, that's where it's at. But the menu doesn't need to work that way. So we need to actually swap this for an element to drop down. What am I doing? Okay, and then does not need a path, but we're just gonna have the menu. Let's see. We'll use npx ShadCN drop down menu. We'll just use the drop down menu that ShadCN comes with because it's already built and it's kind of nice. So what we'll do here is say script and then main. Then we will import everything as drop down menu. And then here we'll say drop down menu.root. I don't know why it added another one, and then we'll say drop down menu dot. Actually, I'll just say drop down because this I don't want to type menu every time. That's stupid. Trigger, and then export let icon. And then here we'll say icon. And then drop down content. And then we'll say for this is where we'll say export let items. For each items as item, and then we'll just say drop down item, just like that. And we're missing one thing. We're gonna say drop down group. Drop down And so the last thing we have to do in navigation is say, we're gonna have to create a map. So, const item map equals, and then what we'll do is we'll say home, path, and icon, just like that. And then instead for here, we'll say we'll say each. Look at that. Each, that'll work. That will work. Let's see, drop down needs a icon. We're not gonna use icon. We're gonna have to import element here. So we will copy this. Items equals item map. We'll just take this whole thing, put it right here. Object, keys, item. And then for our drop down trigger, so let's import element from element. Items, items, item. And then we will have an we're gonna have to modify element a little bit, I think. So if we say element with going to have to export let title as well. So the title is the title. The path, there is no path. We're not going to use a path on this one. And then the icon is just the icon. So, but to make this work, we have to go into element and then say a href. So path equals undefined. And then if path, then we do this. Else we just we will just use a div. I have no clue if this will work. It looks like it'll work, but I have no clue if it will work. Dropdown is not a constructor. How is it not a constructor, but it says new drop down? We'll say menu. Let's change the name to menu, because sometimes when you use the wrong names on things, it wants to use the wrong things. So let's say menu. I'm pretty sure I really just overcomplicated this. I'm pretty sure that the menu doesn't need doesn't actually need this. But I do want to use that for styling, so like maybe we just do that. Boy, I really messed this thing up. Tailwind, chunk. Yeah, let's just let's only use this for actual elements by themselves that need to have the tooltip element. The menu doesn't necessarily have to have a menu. We can instead, I mean, it doesn't have to have an element. Like, we could just put this here. I wonder what I did. Let me, like... No sources are declared in the source map. So it's not even that at all. So it says that sometimes source maps get messed up, and you can define a plugin like this, fix source maps, and this will fix the source maps. And then we can just say fix source maps and plug that in as a plugin. I don't know if this is right though. Looks like something's not right. This code is really ugly. Whoever wrote this, I'm sorry for dissing you, but this code is ugly. Now I've got nothing, and path is not defined, of course. Um, yeah, I've dealt with this before. Still, source maps are not working. No sources are declared in the Svelte store. I'm curious though, like I've had people say this is a normal problem before, but it wasn't happening before, so I don't like to just disregard these things. And see, this is why, so when we click off, it still keeps it refreshes. That's why we want to use the external store. Also, our menu is not changing over like it should be, and then it just disappears. Drop down is not a constructor. Why is it even calling that? Menu. Oh, it should be dropdown.root. Why? What? Okay. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so we need to remodify this. We're gonna copy this and call it menu item. And then instead of, so we'll use elements where we need elements, but in the menu, we're not gonna use element. We're gonna use menu item from menu item, and then we'll use this instead. And then our menu item will have the menu item and then the title. That's almost what we want, but it's not exactly. So let's try to add a div and then class flex, justify space between, and then this will be a div, and then this will be a div. And then the height and width, we will do, they'll just be width. I don't even know, man. That's better. We want to make, I mean, this is kind of nice, not gonna lie. But let's look at how, Um, I feel like we could actually say, do we even need a tooltip, or can we just do it like such? Like, this is almost what we want, but not really. Like, it's keeps going back. There's so many finicky things when doing web development. Hello, Jubin. I didn't see you join. Sorry, I didn't have the chat open. Um. What's weird is I can't see the chat in the browser actually. Oh, because I was in the wrong chat. There we go. So I'm fighting like 3 things at once. I don't think that's what we need. I think flex is right, but what we're gonna do is say menu item, and then we'll just add. Hey, Jubin, out of curiosity, have you messed with what was I gonna say? Svelte. I was gonna ask if you've messed with Svelte before, or have you seen it at all? I know you say you don't like using menu item display flex. So Svelte's really cool. Like it's it uses Vite, which is maybe a little more powerful than I like, but it's basically just a JavaScript framework that lets you put your JavaScript, your HTML, and CSS in one file. And then you can import them in the same way you do like Node.js models. They're just Svelte modules. But yeah, it's I like it a lot. Yeah, I know you can do it in HTML. It's basically the same thing, right? With 100%. I want to know why. Why does it keep resizing? So the app resizes, and then when I click a link and I go to another page, Sorry about that. Had to go help my wife reset the cable box. Something I do want to do is get some tunes going. Just gonna do like commercial free like doing these chill songs. Yeah, man, I keep thinking about what you said about you can do them all in one HTML file, and yeah, you can. I guess for me, like, I like the logical division without having a bunch of like static mapping. Like, I really like the OOP aspect. So, I want to figure out why. I think I'm not running it as a single page application. And then also, I just noticed, so our navigation's not switching back. So that makes me think that our main application's not working properly. What is it? On mount? That how it works? So maybe that's part of the problem. No? Console log mounted. So it hits a mount. Wait, why did it switch? Maybe we need to do on mount to on. Oh, is that because of the height? This whole time it's been because of the height. Are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. Cart. Okay, that seems to have fixed it. So we needed to add the onload function. The one thing that's different though, there's a big difference here. So our elements. Let's open all of these side by side. So our element is one thing, and our menu item, our menu itself is another. What's the difference here? So by itself, it's got this wrapper, and this justification, right? It's got this div element. This is basically, if you just put it in div, then we say, yeah, basically all the same crap. then that looks almost the same. I mean, there's some wonkiness going on here. Pop Unlimited right out of the box. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Pop is, it comes pre-configured. Oh, that's lame. Yeah, that's super lame. Like I said, Pop is great for, like, my grandma. Like, somebody who is just gonna learn to use it the way that it is. Or doesn't want to bother, like, customizing things. Fedora would probably be more in line with what you want, I would think. But there's still gonna be some work that goes into it. Oh, that's stupid. That's really stupid. That's disappointing. So part of the sizing issue that I'm seeing here, it's actually relative to the navigation menu itself. There's some weird code in the nav. But the other thing I was wanting to fix, so menu item. Menu item with, so I should be able to click this anywhere. I don't want to use Shopify. I have a web store on Shopify. And like, I like the service. Yeah, I wrote a book recently too. I've got some stuff on here, and I don't want to pay for their services, so I just want to build my own. Vite handles all of the pre-processing. Vite's pretty cool framework. I mean, I don't like a lot of the libraries that come out of it, but yeah, it is what it is. Nevertheless, one of the things I was wanting to hook up real quick. Whoa. Is the cart. So just to test this out, we can add items, and then if we go off the page and come back, they're gone. So if we go to, there's something else I really like about Svelte has a library called Routify, and so like for my routing my actual paths, all I have to do is add a folder into routes. I can even just add a page if I wanted to, like index.svelte. Well, there's nothing on the index, so I don't think you can use it without npm. I mean, well, if you if you installed all the dependencies by hand, you could, I mean, you could essentially, but you've got node modules, which I've got a lot right now, but you don't have to use all of these. Like, I'm using stuff that, like, I don't really like Tailwind, but I'm using ShadCN just to build quicker. ShadCN has a bunch of pre-built components, and you can obviously you can view the code directly, but you can go to themes, code blocks, and you can go in here and you can like pick out single elements if you wanted just a single element, and it gives you the raw code. You can come in here and like actually take the raw code if you wanted to, but it's got all the components pre-built, so like a lot of stuff that's pre-done for you if you wanted. Yeah, I wouldn't use stuff like this outside of web development. Like, I'm not really a web developer, so for me, like, using the tools that can help me build stuff like this quicker, and this is really like kind of like a beautiful set of tools here that are already done, right? I mean, I've written a lot of these things myself by hand before, and a lot of times I will. Then again, you could go in here and you could look at this source and write it yourself too if you wanted to. It's just a span, right? And again, you don't have to use Svelte to accomplish the same thing. But like I was saying, one of the things I really like about this too is like if I make changes, I see them instantly, which granted you could do that without Vite. But it just does. I'm using a set of tools to make things as easy as possible, really. Taking the shortest path possible. I do understand and relate though. When it comes to not using NPM, I completely respect that. I think that that there's a lot of things that we could do without. But I also understand why it exists, right? Like, I don't exactly agree with Microsoft owning everything. But yeah, that's another topic for another day. So for right now with the cart, this is gonna get a lot more complicated as we build items and we have an inventory of items. And probably use like some sort of slim database system. Maybe just build something in JavaScript really slim, but I'd like to build out something more robust, cross-session essentially, eventually. But yeah, for now I just want to build the page out, so components, got my singleton instant. I'll do set cart count, values, a number, and then we'll just update the cart when we have that number. So in our cart, we want to actually set this to cart count. We want to import the orchestrator. I'll say const orchestrator is the instance. And then, yes, we want to do that. We also want to say, orchestrator.cart count equals cart count plus 1. That looks like it's working. Now when we go off the page and come back, it's reset. So what did I do wrong? Well, one, I've got verbose outputs unnecessary. So if that's so it's hitting it, and then it's pulling cart count from the state of the store. So it is actually routing through the store, because we're not updating cart count here. So it is showing it here. Then why? No, I understand. If you have a stack that does not have Svelte in it, it obviously won't work. Oh, I see. So we need to just do plus equals 1. There's no need since we're not doing that, but don't understand. The cart count should be updated as soon as this is called, so why is it still showing 0? Oh, that's so stupid. Look at that. So when I add one, click off of it and click back on it, and then resize the page. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Let's think. Store subscriber not working on load Svelte. It's not telling me what I need to know. One thing we could do though is say orchestrator cart count, and so right from the get-go it will automatically, there we go, we're not initializing it to 0, we're getting the cart count initially. So we click off, leave, and come back, we still got the same value. Very cool. So home, let's say that we have a storefront. Let's create a storefront.svelte. I'll just say script main. And then here we will just say store. And we'll import store from storefront. Now we got storefront. Now we're gonna want we will create a product dot svelte script export, let product equal that thing, and then we'll just say main. We'll just say, for now, we'll just say product if product. I don't want all this other crap though. Like, I am alright with some of this though. Like I've got some products here. So like we got us a little Roosevelt shirt. Let's add product scanner dot typescript, and then we'll import file system from file system. I actually don't hate that. Scan the products, product code. We're not scanning like that though. It's not that kind of scanner. So let's call it product crawler. Actually, let's just call it inventory. And then, man, you got me self-conscious now, because I know you're like actually good with JavaScript, and I constantly have to look things up. I know I'll need a path too. And then I'll just say const crawl I just want the directory, or let's just say path string. Do we want a callback? I don't know if we do want a callback, and I don't know that we want, I think we want a record. For now, that'll be fun. We'll use some strings. Yeah, this will be interesting. So, that's almost what I want, but not really. I'm gonna try this though. It's not what I want, but oh, I see. Yeah, this is not what we want because I already know it's gonna be a directory. So this is actually gonna be an array of strings. I forget. They call it a list, right? No? What do you call it in... Isn't it an array? It should be an array. What the fuck do they call it? Oh, you know what? Array. Like that. That's right. That's so stupid. Come on now. I just did the same thing twice. There we go. Okay, so... then we're going to say... I already know it's a directory. Directories, and then this is directories, and then
your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to
maybe a directory.
do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work.
I don't need the static because I already know it's a directory. And then we'll say const files equals read directory path. Let's try that. Let's try that. And then do we want to do this? No, that's not what I want to export. I want to export, I don't want to do this. I'm deconstructing it, but I don't actually have to. I mean, I kind of want to, but I don't have to. See, what I want to do is I want to use this name for, yeah, we'll do it like this for now. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do this for now. This is sufficient. We will just create a map based on the key. And then we'll grab the objects. This is why I tell people not to trust code. What am I doing? I forget what the hell I'm doing sometimes. There we go. Each product has a key. Simple enough. Skinny code. That's what I want. I want skinny, slim, to the point. So then if we import crawl from our crawl module. Nope, it's not. Is it a module? Module? What did I just put that? Am I tripping? Components, storefront, inventory. And then import product from storefront product. And then if I say let products crawl, ooh, it's not gonna let me use the lib. It's gonna try to pull it from here. Do we have to go? I don't know if it's gonna pull it from the crawl directory or from the current folder directory. It'd be lib products. Then we should be able to say boom. Oh, it's object keys, product is key, products key. Product, and then product name equals key. Svelte. Export. Let product name. I'll say product. Yeah, we don't even need this. Or this really, but doesn't look like we got anything. File system should be included. I just committed a taboo, didn't I? Oh, Let's see. I'm not even sure why. That doesn't make sense. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I've done this before and I never can remember. Every time I do this, I run into the same problem. And I shouldn't be having this problem because this is external. I know, I've got another library I've done this in. Just have to remember. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? And I've got almost the same exact code I just wrote in another project. Let's see, git configs. Oh, I think I actually used a Go server to give me these files. I'm not actually against using something like that, but that's just a lot of code to write right this second. And it's so much easier just to be lazy than to like do anything. I could just like not do anything. And this would be just as cool. Let's see. I could not use JavaScript. I could also statically map these things. What's a better way to do this? This is also a limitation of Vite for security purposes, right? Another option is to include the products in the module, and then the module's just sourcing locally. But then that exposes all of these to the router's sourcing, which isn't the worst thing, but it's not what I want to do. I'd rather So Routify has a kind of cool feature. Let's look at the docs. They've got meta. There's a inline pages. No. Yeah, that's not what I want either. Where is, like, what is it, page? No. Let's see, advanced, multiple routes, node, render modes, dynamic modules. There's so many ways to do all this stuff. I mean, I could use decorators, but that's not what I want to do either. My head hurts. You already know how those work. This is like a whole new type of JavaScript. What happens if we say, let's try this. Let's forget this inventory function. Let's forget the crawler. We're not doing that. It's not working the way we want it to. We can leave the product. There are no products, so there is nothing to have. But if we say const products equals import meta glob, and then we just say products. What do we get? What do we get if we do this? Get an object. It's got a prototype. And basically nothing. But what if we instead get all of them, and then we get the, what are we using? PNGs. Will it then give us all the PNGs? No, we still have a prototype. Sometimes. Yeah, I feel you. I also might be typing in the wrong path. Let's see, routes, lib, products. Hey, look, there we go. There's all of our files. Cool. So what if we get the name, just the directory? We got an object, and it's still just the prototype. Okay, so can we get the, all of them? We do have to get, what is this? Glob eager. Does not exist for import meta. Yeah, it's like trying to make me lib products. So we can at least just grab all of the PNGs this way. And then, so this is giving us a PNG function. That's really interesting. So it's giving us a full path name, so we could parse that too, that's fine. But for const mod in products, that's gonna give us the same thing. Products mod then you gotta call it like a function. Then default product URL. I know that this is probably a stupid way to format this, but I don't care. So what does this give us? So this is really just giving us the full path. Wonder if that's just the path, right? So that's essentially useless to me, but let's try something. Let's say for each product, I feel like this is it's a PNG function, which is really interesting. So like this is actually a function. Is it possible to say product name? Because that looks to be somewhat right. Each only works with iterable values. Okay. That's a bit odd. See, I also understand why you stick with what you know, right? Like, there's validity in that. We're gonna try it like this. Product. We're just gonna do it like that because why not? Super interesting the way this is structured though, because these are keys. So the key is actually, if we said object keys products as product, and then we just do the product. Oh, I see. There we go. So we've got the product names. So then if we said product, if we actually said that this is an image now, image and then source product name, broken. Because it's in the product is not in this path, right? So the product name no longer works because we're in a completely different directory. But if we put storefront in this directory, then now it does nothing. Oh right, because this path changed, so it's just products. I love how I can't get it now because it's trying to access it through the server and it's not on the server because products is not listed. All that work and it still wants to load it from the path. Fun times. You see this crap, man? Do you see this crap? Ah, I love it. I don't know why in my head I was thinking that I could avoid hosting the files on the server, like, open to the internet. Like, obviously the images have to be available publicly in order for this to work in the first place. In which case, I didn't necessarily need to do local glob. So it wants me to put the products in the router. Yeah, I mean, that's another option too. And I was even thinking about just using a Go server. Like a simple Go server would be local only, and I might just go to do that. Like, maybe I'll set up a little Go host. Yeah, I like Nginx. I just don't want to set up a whole web server, which I know it only takes like 5 minutes to set up an Nginx server, but I really like Go. I can never remember how to set up Go though. Yeah, I mean it's a valid use case. It's just heavy. I mean, it's not heavy, but it's heavier than I need for just a couple files.
As you're sitting in your basement, you hit your vape, but then your mom walks in, freaks out, and starts listing the toxic chemicals you could be inhaling into your body, like formaldehyde, which she singles out because it's the same chemical used to preserve your uncle
Where is
Rico's
this damn? I can't
selling-
stand commercials. Well, I mean, I am using Node. I mean, Vite is using Node, but I don't want to have two Node servers running side by side for the same thing. Not for any reason, just that then I end up writing a server implementation, which I'm gonna do anyway. So, let me let's see, back end. So we'll move all the products to the back end because that just feels like the right way to do this. And then we'll add a main server.go. And then function main. It's not that fucking easy. I mean, it is pretty easy, but yeah, I know we're gonna need. So what I'm thinking about using Go for as well is when I go to integrate a database, instead of calling the database from the application, because this runs as a single page application running on the client side, I can use the Go server the same way you would use Nginx. So no, that's not a sad question. That's a great question. That was the other option, is to just drop them directly into the application and then they're hosted public for the web, which is fine. I mean, that's the another option. It's not a bad option either. Maybe that is the best way to do it. Well, the editor's not doing anything. Like, this is just the text editor, this is just the terminal. This is just a file directory. Like, the editor's not doing anything for me. I mean, I guess no, it's not. The editor is not hosting my files. No, it's not. I'm running Node, like I'm literally running Node in a terminal. The editor's literally not doing anything but acting as a text editor. And so Vite is doing that. So this is Vite observes changes. So when I make changes, and Vite reloads, which is just Node. It's just a Node application, but it's a framework, right? Yeah, with Go, if I set up a Go server, then I have to make an API call, which isn't the worst. Yeah, I can kill Node and be running the editor just fine. I can just cancel it. Now there's nothing running. So I'm running Byte. It's running my localhost server. Yeah, no, there's no products. So that's another option. I mean, I can do what you said. I can drop the products into the routes. And then I can move all of the storefront components I mean, I don't mind doing it this way. It's less code. I'm really just trying to get the HTML formatting, CSS stuff done, which I really suck at, so. Yeah. This is almost stupid to do this direction, but maybe I'll drop the storefront back here. Then I can say products. Well, I said it would work, and now it's not working. Localhost 1337 products static media front.png contains errors. What the hell? What the hell? How is it not found? It's trying to fetch a document. But it should. It's showing where it'll accept the PNG. Yeah, I think so. Oh, interesting. So apparently with this library you can, I don't know if you can do this, we'll find out. It says that you can put apparently there was a right way to do this. Public, you put it in the public folder. Go figure. And then man, I'm gonna feel stupid if I like this. Makes sense. There should be a public router, right? Component storefront. Oh, that's gonna want to go to the source. So, what the hell am I doing? I need to create a a mapping. So we'll say assets, and then those will resolve tier name public assets. I don't know why I've got all these other. And then I should be able to say assets. And then just we get all of them. Yeah, storefront failed because I moved it. I see. Boom, there we go. Looky there. How silly is that mess? Okay. So now, it took a lot to get there. But we have a product page, so we can edit the name. We can look more into this. We got storefront. We've got these globs. It grabs all of our assets. Storefront is not public now, like it's embedded, which is nice. So we've got this very simple store. The storefront has products, then we can use these product links. We'll be able to turn these into links and they'll take us to product pages. Product is something very specific. So we could say product name, for example. Nope.
Unknown music.
What's the one that's right before the last one? Can we do it like this? No, that's not what I want. the fuck am I trying to do? My brain hurts. Shit. There we go. I need to look ahead to make sure that we have this. Why isn't it grabbing the last one? Good old regex. Am I missing something? I mean, I could do this. I could say, let paths equal product name dot split, and then this is like the fucking simplest way to do it. Let product name equals path minus 1, path minus 2, sucker. Oh, you know what's messed up? I just realized. So oh man, so I'm grabbing all of the so I need to build a little constructor then. So like let's just say product. Okay, this is what we'll do. We're not done yet, we just got started. Product when we get the product.name, we'll be doing good. This is gonna be nothing for now. So what we need to do is for the products in the product, we want to say let product name equals product split pop. That's not right. What the hell are we doing here? We could pop it twice though. Pop that thing. No, I'm just kidding. Product path. And then this will be products list. So we'll go products list. We will say let products equal. We really should be doing record of string with list of string. It's the most correct way to do this. I don't know what the hell this is, so if we're gonna be following TypeScript standards, then we'll just defeat the purpose here, right? So, array. And then it'll be product. So this will actually be an array of records. This will be a list. No, we're not gonna do that. Fuck that. Yeah, we'll do the product key. Fuck's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Okay. Products. Object. Yeah, we'll do that. Keys, why not? For fuck's sake. Product name. We're right back to where we started. Images. Product. Product. And we'll add the product name. Export let product name. There we go. That'll work. Even though it's not working, that should work. Images. Whoa. Images. Image. Okay, so. So the product path, we split that sucker up, and then the let the product name equals the path minus 2. Get rid of all this junk because GPT doesn't know what the shit it's doing. And then we say there we go. We push in the products. There we go. Look at that. Now we got them all grouped together. Yeah, so the problem was it's going through every image. And then it's splitting up the images, but we need to group them together by the product name. So this will end up, now we can create a page, and this will be the URL path. So we'll get rid of this product.svelte thing, and it'll actually be like page.svelte or something like that. But I don't know how to do that just yet. Like I kind of do. I know we'll put it here in the somewhere in the routes, so that way these will end up actually being the URL path. And we can parse this out into an actual title. So like we could in the product page replace there we go, and then capitalize to uppercase. We don't need that class and width crap though. Can you do like 200 and 200? Does that work? Heck no, I don't. Yeah, what the fuck? Who the heck uses that style? Actually, let's just take advantage of the CSS that Svelte offers us and just say style image. There you go. Boom. It's like 300 auto. We can actually do like 30 vertical width. And then when we resize, they resize with us. Very nice. Good enough for now anyway. We can come back to this later. It takes so long to do all this crap. I'm just glad we got a little bit done though. We got some products on the page. We got a counter working. We've got a component system, or data store rather, that allows us to have state. Also switch between mobile. Oh, we lost our cart count. So that's another thing that we're gonna have to integrate. We're not using cookies. We're not using so for some reason when we load it from this menu, it actually reloads the whole thing. That's very interesting. Funny that we ended up not using the Go server yet either. I do appreciate the help again with that, by the way. What am I looking for? Routes. Oh, the nav component. I don't know why I even have that there. Ah, now it does nothing. Now the whole menu broke. Builder is not defined, but it works here. Because we're using it as a child, so we need to use this as a child as well to define the builder. Now it's broken. I'll have to come back to this because like I'm actually getting tired. There's like a few things going on here that just aren't exactly right. Yeah, JavaScript's always weird, man. Like, it's not functional programming at all. In any context, JavaScript's kind of weird. I think I need to enable something in Svelte. I think I need to go into app. Is it app or in the modules? Yeah, I'm gonna have to call a break, man. I am actually really tired. I probably should take a nap. It's cool that some of this is working though. It's not all working the way that I'd want. Like, for whatever reason, this is triggering a full re-render when really it should just change the route. Like, if you see here, this doesn't re-render the whole page. All this does is change which page is loaded. Yeah, especially because this is like not really that high a priority. Plus, like, it helps if I type right. Like, this is, I'm not super far away from this actually. Like, this isn't really anything special. Like, cool, pop up, add to cart, add to cart. I mean, there's some cool functionality here, I guess, but it's not anything amazing, right? Yeah, half this functionality is already built in other things. I've got some better things I want to build. Well, beyond just this store, like this, I've got some better things I want to build for this store specifically as well, so. Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's saying not to use public, just to go directly to assets. So if I get rid of that, then it breaks. Like, I have to use public. What the fuck? Whatever. That's just stupid. Anyway. Yeah, if anybody wants, you could go get some merch, which it's not really much, but whatever. Appreciate everybody tuning in. You can catch the Discord if you're not already in there, and yeah, appreciate it. Peace out.